let's go! 1, 2, 3, 4!
A large pentagram on the floor, an altar, a large black kettle, and a black robe.
A pointy hat, a broomstick.
Hey, man.
3 newts,
This is
a
what he
lizard tongue, eyeballs.
That's what you said. And you know what? What was that? Okay, James.
No one asked your opinion, you filthy little mudblood.
You really are the brightest witch of your age.
That must be so confusing for a little girl.
My God! Fuck! I love anime so much! I can't hide it! I get so fucking pumped when I watch anime! Shit!
Anime is for nerds!
Fuck yeah, it is! Check out my favorite jacket. Ooh, damn! Yeah, it's from a goddamn anime! It's about a gay swim team!
What did you do this weekend?
I stayed home and cried because of anime! It was beautiful and fulfilling!
Bro, I think Buzz and Woody are gay because Buzz got with a girl that is literally the girl version of Woody. So, by Disney standards, that means he's gay.
Your first girlfriend was a redhead with freckles. Bye, Damon.
Oh, that's rich. You saying that Hermione is the insufferable know-it-all? Look in the mirror, pal. I know that you're so sad that Harry's mom wouldn't bang you, but that does not mean that you get to be some greasy-haired incel who gets off on bullying small children. If I was Lily, I would rather go and camp in the Forbidden Forest for a whole week than get one longing glance from you. So go ahead and give me my detention, because I'll have you know that Hermione Granger is the most sufferable know-it-all that I know. He's got a point, you know.
Here is a Harry Potter headcanon I haven't shared yet, and I will go to my grave believing that this is true. You cannot change my mind. Dean Thomas drew comics for Seamus Finnegan. Just quick and short 4-panel comics of inside jokes between the two of them, ongoings and gossips that went around the school. Definitely comics making fun of all the things the Golden Trio got themselves into. There was definitely a comic or two based around Dumbledore's beginning of the year speech and end of the year speech. I think they would have started off just being static drawings the Muggle way, and then as Dean became more comfortable with magic, they would have been animated. Dare I take it one step further and suggest that Seamus held on to these comics and reread them in the dead of night when the DA was hiding from the Carrows during Deathly Hallows in the Room of Requirement? I think I will. And if we're going full Demas, Dean asked Seamus to move in with him via a comic.
I'm sorry, but you think that we can't be together because Voldemort might try to kill me? Newsflash, buddy. Voldemort already tried to drag my ass down to the Chamber of Secrets, and how did that turn out? Part of his soul was destroyed, and I survived even though I was only fucking 11 years old. And let's I remind you that I had Fred and George Weasley as examples growing up, so I know how to fuck shit up. But I get it, you have to go off and fight the bad guys, so I will stay here and make sure shit at Hogwarts is in order. But just so you know, Voldemort is coming for every single person that you love, not just me. And I dare him. Voldy, come get it.
Shoelace.
What is something in the wizarding world that feels illegal, but isn't?
Invisibility cloaks. I've snuck into a lot of bathrooms. Oh, but not like love potions. And giving a necklace to your boyfriend as a gift, and crying. Generally speaking.
House elf slavery.
Okay. Anything more relatable?
All slavery?
Chocolate frogs. You just eat them while they move. I've had some close calls with Trevor.
The Flu Network. You can see out of every fireplace you pass by. No privacy. Great for pranks. The privatization of the Philosopher's Stone was equal to genocide. Oh, and not serving pudding at breakfast.
Being poor. And being punished for making fun of the poor. Tastefully. Well, nothing really feels illegal to us. Because nothing is illegal to us. What? Fred, no. No? I have to send some owls.
Did you know that in the world of Harry Potter, Muggle-born witches and wizards weren't actually born to two Muggles? In fact, they're basically the same as a half-blood. Let me explain. For those of you who don't know, a Muggle-born witch or wizard is a witch or wizard that's born to two supposed Muggles. And a half-blood witch or wizard is considered a witch or wizard born to one magical parent and one muggle parent. And purebloods are witches and wizards that claim to have no muggle blood in their ancestry. But the truth is, 2 muggles cannot make a magical child. And that's probably leaving you wondering where the heck muggleborns come from. Well, they're actually the products of squibs. For those of you who don't know, a squib is a child or descendant of a magical family that does not display any magical ability. Many first-generation squibs remain in the wizarding world like Argus Filch, but the vast majority chose to live their lives as muggles. Squibs in the muggle world would build lives, they would get married, and they would have children, and many generations later, one of their descendants might just give birth to a magical child. Just like Hermione Granger. The main thing separating a muggle born from a half-blood was simply how many generations had been known as muggles and whether or not they could trace their lineage. And because the squib ancestors of the muggle-born children were basically disowned by their families, there's a very good chance they came from very powerful pureblood families. In fact, Sirius Black had admitted that the Black family had disowned quite a few squibs of their own, meaning that there's a possibility that Hermione Granger is related to Draco Malfoy. We're not even going to discuss this possibility. And you know, there's actually quite a few major differences between muggles and wizards that doesn't involve magic at all. In fact, it was Newt Scamander who pointed out in the Fantastic Beasts movies that muggles have a different physiology than wizards. Meaning, biologically speaking, muggles and wizards are simply not the same. Which could explain why, in the time of Harry Potter, the average wizard's life expectancy was 137 3/4 years old. With some wizards like Nicholas Flamel managing to live to over 665. With the oldest wizard living to be 755. This guy's named Barry Wee Willie Winkle, by the way. So what really is a muggleborn? Basically, just a half-blood with mystery.
Potter, what are you doing sleeping right now? It's 4 a.m., which means it's time to get up and get out on the Quidditch pitch. No one else was smart enough to book it at 4 a.m., which means we have it all to ourselves. What are you talking about? You need more sleep. But sleep is not important if we're going to beat Slytherin. I need for you and your broom to become one. Take that thing with you everywhere you go. I want you to think like the broom, feel like the broom, be the broom. And if you don't get your butt out of bed right now, I'm going to set some bludgers on you, and Fred and George aren't around to save you.
There are 3 kinds of balls.
It's time for Would That Harry Potter Character Do Guy Stuff? Part 2. Tonks could look like anyone in the world, and yet chooses to look like the cast of blue is the warmest color. That's fruity. Also, they're non-binary and pansexual. If you disagree, I don't know what to tell you. Read a book. Crabbe and Goyle may not identify as gay, but they've definitely hooked up with each other because no one else is willing to. Madame Pomfrey is a lesbian and one of 2 nurses I actually like. Luna is pansexual. She's also trans, just look at the glasses. Ramus is a bisexual werewolf whose biggest fear was that he'd get fired from his job if his true identity was revealed. That's queer. And Sirius was his secret gay boyfriend. It's all very Brokeback Mountain. Mean old gay. I don't make the rules.
Once I make my move, then you're free to check the king. No. Ron, no! What is it? He's going to sacrifice himself. No, you can't! There must be another way!
It's sad because it just hurts.
Who the fuck is Luna? I thought Luna was one person. It's a whole group of these bitches.
What's a movie or book villain that you feel made their plan way too complicated to succeed? I'll go first. Now, you would think that a villain with magic wouldn't have a complicated plan. Lord Voldemort is the only character that I know that can make a plan complicated specifically because he only uses magic. Fun fact, do you know how ridiculously easy it is to kill a baby? It'll literally do the job for you if you leave it in a room long enough with a fork and an open wall socket. But good old Tom Riddle had to use magic from 5 feet away on the other side of a room. If we ignore that, Voldemort spent 7 school years trying to kill Harry. He can't kill him at school because school's protected from magic. And of course, he can't kill him at his house because that house is protected specifically from his magic. But Tom, if we just think like a muggle for a second, Harry Potter would have been the shortest book series in history if Voldemort just paid 2 crackheads to kick in Harry's front door and do it the old-fashioned way. Instead of yelling, Avada Kedavra! Get some L-shaped gunpowder wands and do them like a snitch, and I ain't talking Quidditch.
Snape tried to kill me.
No, dear boy. I tried to kill you.
Bitch, I'm 11.
Oh, wow, it's good.
So now I've done the math, it's really obvious that Hermione went bye to her parents like the minute she got a Hogwarts letter. And her parents let her. They just let their daughter head off to boarding school knowing they're only going to see her like every 6 months. And then they don't even get that. Hermione writes to them and tells them about Hogwarts and everything, and they clearly love her and are clearly very supportive. But they're just not in Hermione's world anymore. They let Hermione remain part of this new world that she's in, even if it means not really seeing her anymore. They let her stay with the Weasleys and stay at the castle while other breaks. They essentially just let her go. We should talk about that more.
Good for you, you look happy and healthy. Not me, not Hermione, you.
Hi there. Is there a project you're working on? I know more than you.
What song are you listening to?
I'm listening to Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix.
First time?
No, just like background noise for my life now.
Just found out about homophobia. Not good.
Gobble me, swallow me, drip down inside of me. Quit jump out for you, let it get inside of me. I tell them where to put it, never tell them where I'm about to be. I run down on them before I have a nigga running me. Talk your shit, bite your lip. Ask for a call while you ride that dick. While you really
click, ooh, 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 ooh. In the clip, the CEE through. What all do you want from me? ARs and them.
And historians will call them close friends, besties, roommates, colleagues, anything but lovers. History hates lovers, sidekicks, family, good pals, buddies, anything but lovers. History hates lovers.
These rich niggas throwing paper. Now it's time for circulating. It's time for circulating. It's time for circulating. I'ma shake my money, baby. I'ma shake my money, baby. It's time for...
And the Slytherin team, looking like they were raised by mountain trolls, scores. Like I did with their moms last night. Sorry, Professor, I mean the respectful dates that I took their moms on. Anyway, Marcus Flint comes up looking like the boggart of every pretty girl at Hogwarts, and a nasty bit of cheating at the same time. I mean, a creative interpretation of the rulebook, but he's thwarted by Angelina Johnson of Vision in red and gold, making Flint look like a pile of hippogriff excrement. Sorry, Professor. 10 points for Gryffindor!
I always hear people going on about, like, oh, gay rights this, gay rights that, but why does no one talk about gay wrongs?